Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. So our first guest of the night is going to be Mr. Hemi. Hemi, how you doing today, man?
Fine.
Yeah. How's so? Got a couple questions for you. As of right now, you are currently third in points in the U.S. 250 Pro class. The last round, which was round four, you had a very tough race, I guess you can say. If I'm not mistaken, you were dead last off the start, right?
Correct. Yep.
So you were able to climb your way, and I mean absolutely reach your way back into fifth, which is incredibly impressive given how stacked the 250 field actually is. So going into round four, how were you feeling? Were you playing a lot, or like who were you playing certain people that might have helped or made your race day a little worse? I guess you can say.
I was just doing the usual, joining like random public servers or whoever had a dead ego and that had a bunch of players in it. I was feeling fine. San Diego is good. Got a good start finally and just kind of ran up front the whole time. Feeling confident.
So if people haven't tried the qualify, or if they qualified in race, the track can feel very different from like say qualifying or practice compared to a main. With that being said, were there any kind of like weird spots or sections about the track?
Section before the second whoop section where you went 3-3-2. That was sort of weird. It was more compact, and then the rhythm before it was like a rhythm from a totally different track. They were both completely different. First one was like rolled off, like all the triples were rolled off and you jumped super low. Then the second one was like really, peaky jumps, super tight.
And then there was that right after you landed that second double, there was that 90 degree, and then you had to set yourself up for that second whip section.
Yeah, you had to get planted good for the whoop section because if you didn't get a good drive, you were just gonna like go incredibly slow.
Yeah, so did you notice that you had to make any type of adjustments to your riding style to not only get through those two sections you just mentioned, but as the whole track as in general?
Not really. It just my process changed due to the position I was in off the start. It was just get positions. I wasn't so much focused on the track. I was just focused on, not getting boned.
If you could try to break down your race and the main things you were trying to do while you were climbing through the pack, like, were you being a little more on the conservative side, trying to stay consistent, or were you just trying to push your absolute hardest?
I like to say conservatively aggressive. It's like, you're going like 90% in that situation. You're not going full balls to the wall like it's qualifying, but you have a certain sense of urgency, but you still gotta really keep your guard up and like be able to switch lines if you need to avoid people.
Yeah, gotcha. So I'm not. Did you watch back the race at all? Did you watch back the broadcast? Did you? There was at one point you got around Keegan, and it seemed like he just clamped on you for a good amount of time. Did you know he was there the entire time? Like, was he putting a lot of pressure on you, or were you just kind of like riding your own race?
I was just kind of riding my own race. I try not to think about it. I try to just keep going forward, and if somebody behind me wants it bad enough, I just kind of let them have it because I don't want to end up getting blocked past and going down. But he was like, he was putting a good amount of pressure on me, but it felt like, it kept me focused and it kept me going consistent.
Yeah, and the last two laps was incredibly wild from Van to all the way back to you making what? Didn't you pass somebody in the last? It was Dino, right? You passed him in the last corner.
Keegan ended up, I'm not sure if it was Keegan, I think it was, but he ended up front talking before the long back rhythm, and then that screwed up Dino, so I was able to pick both of them off on the last lap. Probably would have got second without that, so that was good for me.
Gotcha. So now that you're no longer in second, I'm looking at the point standings here. We got Evmoof in the points lead. Van Meel is 4 points behind him, and you are 9 points down on Moof and 5 points down on Van. Going leading up to round five, because we are having a 1 week break while the whole beta 17 thing gets kind of figured out. Do you think you're gonna do anything different during the week? Are you gonna play a little more, or do you think you're gonna do anything differently for qualifying and racing? that when round 5 eventually comes?
I'm probably gonna play a little more this coming week just because the game is going to be slightly different despite people still reverting the air physics. The bike still does feel a little bit heavier due to the changed traction, and the bikes are still outdated. So it's just kind of it's a weird feeling. But as for race day, it's gonna be pretty much just the same. I mean, like the last round, I didn't really do anything wrong. I just like I felt really good up until the main, and then just had some unfortunate things go on. So it'll be
Yeah,
all the same.
it didn't get caught on the broadcast. What actually happened off that start?
Well, first I got on when I first joined the server, I got the gate I wanted. I got gate 2, looking right down the inside, and then I tabbed out to go start recording on Streamlabs like I usually do, and my entire PC exploded. I loaded back in and then put me on gate 22, and I just didn't even try to go for the start. I just was in like salvage mode before the gate even dropped.
Yeah, it was just kind of like, was it a ping pong effect? Was it one person more than the other? Like, sometimes people will just cut over completely. Granted, they have the line, but just full send or no send.
Yeah, I wanted to try to dive inside like as much as I could, but it just I got through sort of clean, but then I ended up hitting somebody after the Supercross triple. So
Well, Hemi, I appreciate you stopping by and coming on the show, and good luck to you round 5.
thanks, bro.
Our next guest is the current US 450 points leader, Moreno. How you doing today, my man?
I'm doing pretty good. What's up?
I got a couple questions for you. How did you feel going into the week? Like, did you feel good? Did you feel like you were struggling in some aspects before the race?
Right now I'm feeling pretty fucking weird, if I can say it like that. I have so much pressure on me because now that I have the red plate, it's pretty weird to have it and stuff like that. Um, I don't know. I'm just trying to take it like pretty easy, if I can say it like that, and not stress too much of the game. I'm not playing too much the game at all, so I don't fucking stress at all. And
Yeah, so you're just trying to kind of take it easy, not
I'm trying to take it easy, not stress too much. Yeah.
take it day by day.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. So, next question. Round 4, was there anything weird about the track that you personally didn't like, or it could have been done differently?
Yeah, I think the whoops are fucking not well, they were pretty gnarly. If you compare that whoops to the round 3, it was pretty different. They were like so gnarly. It's the only part that I struggle with, and I tried to say that to do some change in the setup of the bike, and I feel so much better on it. And
About like you just said, you made some setup changes to the bike. Was there anything else you adjusted? Say like your riding style or how you physically entered the whoops. Did you do any of that like during the race to kind of help you get through them?
yeah, I tried to like move forward before I go to the whoops, and then not struggle too much in the whoops. So I keep my front end in the whoops, so I don't struggle in and I don't crash and stuff like that. There's some kind of things weird, but I don't know. It's just some changes and stuff like that. It will solve that.
Yeah, you were in the leading forward, tried to keep the bike as level as possible
Yeah,
going into them.
yeah.
So you at round 4, I got the results up right now. You got 5th place. Um could you break down your race for me? Like, nice little recap. Like, was it good? Was it bad? Were there any moments that kind of either made you happy, like, okay, I'm catching up, or like when you crashed and you're just like, well, I guess I gotta start climbing back up. So essentially, just break down the race from your eyes.
Yeah, the race was bad for me. I can't say it was bad for me because I got fifth, but my start was so bad. I was dead last. Um, I don't know. I have a pretty bad start, and I was trying to catch some people, and yeah, it was pretty bad.
Yeah, hoping to do better going in the round 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. So your current gap. You still have the points lead, but Dad Shoes is 3 points behind.
Mhm.
Do you? How do you think round 5 is gonna go? Are you gonna try, like, are you gonna play a little more during the week leading up to the round? Is there anything you plan on doing differently, or you're just gonna keep doing the same thing because it's clearly been working for you?
Yeah, no, I'm gonna take it pretty fucking easy. I'm gonna take it easy and try to not stress so much. And yeah, I'm not trying to go for wins. I'm just trying to be consistent in the top 5.
Next guest is Wheelz. Wheelz, how you doing today?
Pretty good.
Good, awesome to hear. So round 4, you got 8th. How did you feel going into the week and into the round? Did you
Going
feel good? You feel bad?
going into the week, I really didn't feel that good just because the past 3 rounds I didn't do that good. I didn't get the results that I wanted or thought I was gonna be getting going into the series. Um, but happy I got 8th. It's the best route I've done in a while. Like last year, I did good in one of the rounds, and then like I got 9th in most of them. So it's like the best I've done in forever. So.
Just so with round 4, was there anything on the track that you were you were kind of struggling with that felt a little weird to you?
The second set of whoops I was struggling with, uh, they were like a little spaced out further than normal, and my front end kept dropping down in, and then I would try to wheel tap one, and the back end would kick out, and so basically I just had to like go up a gear and kind of lug it through and make sure I hit every one of them.
Yeah, so that actually leads into my next question is what else did you do anything else to kind of adjust to those whoops? Did you, and before the main event, did you make any setup like changes, or like you just said, you clicked up a gear and kind of used torque to get through them? But was that it? Was that all you had to do?
No, I didn't do any setup changes. Basically, like I kept sweeping out for far, like out of the berm, and going close to the tough block, so then the back tire would kind of slide out. So I just had to come off the berms, try to get straight before them. Really,
And set yourself up so you hit them nice and straight.
yeah, make them nice and straight. Make sure I hit every one of them.
So break down your race a little bit. I didn't watch that much of the 450s. How was your start? How was the rest of the race? Did you have to climb through the pack at all?
No, I actually started out front. I want to say I got second off. Like I think Dad Shoes got the whole shot, and then it was me, and then I got past Dad Shoes. I think the first lap, and then I just got nervous, man. I got so like I'm not used to being up there with all those top guys. Started getting nervous and just making dumb mistakes and got pushed back like spot by spot. And then me and Skills battled there for a little bit. I accidentally put him over a berm once. Did not mean to. We came off the on off after the whole shot line and collided, and I couldn't get off of him and put him over that berm. Totally did not mean to. I just wasn't gonna give up the spot easy, and did not mean to collide and go up that high. Um, but no, I really didn't have to go through the pack. I pretty much stayed like 8th, 9th the whole time, and then almost caught chicken on the last lap, and I was pushing really hard the last lap. Didn't want to make mistakes and lose, a top 10 either though. Um, but I was pushing pretty hard that last lap to try to catch chicken just to beat chicken, just to be like, yeah, I beat chicken.
Yeah,
But
I'm looking at the
didn't
results
get
here,
it.
and you finished less than a second behind him, which is pretty good. But
Yeah.
you stated you were very nervous. We have a week off going into round 5. Are you gonna do anything a little different? Maybe try to play with some of the faster guys more to kind of get used to their riding style.
Yes, 100% try to play with the fast guys a little bit more. Which, talking about getting a good start finally, I haven't really got a good starts every other round. And then last round the day before, or a few hours before, me, Move, I think Cole, and some of us were practicing the starts on this track. And I started getting good jumps off the gate and getting whole shots on there, which, I mean, of course, it's going to be easier against those 250 guys. But it really helped me get a good start and get my confidence built up off that start.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate you stopping by. Enjoy the week off and good luck around 5.
Thank you.